Hey guys, hope you're all doing well out there. What a day of CS we just had at Cologne. The playoffs are heating up fast. NAVI outlast the MongolZ in a brutal triple OT marathon and now get ready to face their kryptonite in Spirit. Meanwhile, MOUZ survive a full free map brawl with FURIA, clawing back on Inferno to lock in their 8th showdown with Vitality this season. makazze had his stage breakout to really showcase his talent. molodoy, despite his best efforts, could not keep FURIA alive, and both matches delivered. Let's break it all down. And quickly, just wanted to show this. ZywOo is en route to tie up Simple's MVPs, given he gets this one at Cologne. So, very interesting if he does. It makes the GOAT debate a lot more of a discussion, but interested in your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, so NAVI are officially through to the semis at IEM Cologne after a 2-win over the MongolZ. Inferno was an absolute grind. MongolZ came in hot, went up 10-4 and looked like they were about to run away with it. Techno even dropped a clean 4k in the pistol. They were rolling. But right when it looked like NAVI were out of it, Aleksi clutched up with a huge 5-7 triple kill, and that basically flipped the whole energy and momentum of the game. From there, NAVI just slammed the B-bomb site. On CT side, makazze, who was having a rough debut half, 2-9 to start, started locking things down. They forced OT, then double OT, then triple OT, and finally closed it 22-18. Then xertioN, that one wasn't even close. MongolZ fell apart and NAVI just cruised 13-6. Bit and Wonderful were solid, but honestly, this was makazze's breakout moment. The kid ended xertioN with a 1.64 rating and 113 ADR on his stage debut. Unreal numbers. Aleksi had some really wholesome stuff to say after the game too, which we will take a look at in a second. But he basically said he showed resilience after a really slow start on Inferno. He wasn't really smiling. He was clearly a bit nervous. But by the time he got into it, he looked over and saw him smiling. So yeah.
Tell me about what you thought about makazze. Obviously, he had a rough first half, but then, you were setting him up a lot on B on those banana pops and all these things. He ended up having loads of impact, recovering from that first half. Tell me about it.
I mean, it's hard, as a young guy to go into the stage and we, see the opening ceremony and everything, like giving you chills. You're like very excited to go and play, and it's hard, like you wait 40 minutes to get up on the stage, like after warm-up, and as soon as you sit down on the PC, the game is live, and you're playing against a team that has a lot of experience. So I guess it can be very tough to go in, but he showed the resilience, and at first he wasn't smiling, then I looked to my left and he's smiling. I knew he's back into the game, and the CT side, I just felt like he had control, and once we joined into xertioN, one of his favorite maps, and he just, he was lights out.
So yeah, really nice words from Aleksi. I'm sure if I'm makazze and I'm watching this, I'm getting a bit of a boost from that gas from my own teammate, and rightfully so. He had a great game, man. So props to makazze. This win also broke records. According to esports chart, the match peaked at 99,424 Mongolian-speaking viewers. That's 2.8% of the entire population of Mongolia tuning in. That's actually insane. Even in a loss, the Mongols are pulling massive support and putting their region on the map. Now for the big one, NAVI vs Spirit in the semis. Aleksi said himself Spirit have been NAVI's kryptonite, but with Zwei still getting settled and NAVI heating up, he's hopeful. The team's prepping hard and wants to go in with zero fear. So we'll see how that goes, man. It's definitely going to be a really tough matchup. Alright, let's talk the MOUZ vs FURIA quarterfinal, and this one was a war. MOUZ scrapped their way through 2-1, but FURIA made them work for every round. This wasn't a blowout, it was a proper grind fest across 3 tight maps. First up was Train, and FURIA came in with classic slow burn T side, heavy on B executes and full of patience. It wasn't the hottest start, but once molodoy dialed in with the op, they started finding real gaps in MOUZ's setup. Still, MOUZ edged the half 8-5 and built that to 10-5 after the pistol. But of course, nothing's ever simple with this team. FURIA roared back to tie things up and even push it to overtime. That's when MOUZ finally locked in. They swept the OT CT side 3-0 and took the map 19-16. Not clean, but clutch when it counted. Mirage was more of the same. I mean, just look at this clip from Torzi. He is an absolute beast, man. But yeah, MOUZ came out swinging with another pistol win and went up 4-0. But Furia's double op setup started clicking, especially with KSCERATO and molodoy heating up. They clawed it back just to just a 2-round gap at the half, and then took full control in the second. They even pulled off a nasty 3v5, and just when MOUZ looked like they might steal it back, Yakinda showed up huge, shutting down a last-second smoke defuse from Torzi in a 1v2 clutch. Absolute robbery. Then Furia tied the series 1-1 with a 13-10 win. That took us to Inferno, man, the decider, and MOUZ grabbed yet another pistol, their 4th in a row, but molodoy flipped the script instantly with a crispy Galil 1v2. Furia carried that momentum, and suddenly they're up 11-7, starting to smell the upset, but then Spinx and xertioN said no. That MOUZ core showed nerves of steel in the closing stretch, rattling off 6 straight rounds and completely shutting the door. It ended 13-11, and MOUZ punched their ticket to the semis. Absolute heartbreak for Furia, man. They really, I mean, just what a series, really. So yeah, that sets up the MOUZ vs Vitality semi, and get this, it will be their 8th head-to-head this year. Vitality's been hot, but MOUZ has that dog in them when it counts. So it should be a banger. I personally don't see anyone beating Vitality, not forever, but for right now. But that is honestly just my opinion. Interested in what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. But now if we take a look at tomorrow's matches, we have got Vitality versus MOUZ and Spirit versus NAVI. So yeah, absolute bangers, and I'll be covering those too. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to keep updated on those. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care.